What do you call it? When it's not friendship, but it's not quite love? It lives in the spaces between things. In the quiet minutes on the 7:14 bus. In a shared umbrella when it rains. It's a feeling you never name, because naming it would make it real, and then you'd have to let it go. We met at the 7:14 p.m. bus stop, two shadows under the flickering streetlight in a fine, cold drizzle. We both reached for the last empty seat near the back. I gestured for her to take it. She gave a small, tired smile, the kind you only give to strangers at the end of a long day. The next evening, we were there again, a silent nod of recognition. By the third week, it was a ritual. Her name was Lynn. She proofread medical journals. I drafted architectural blueprints. We never planned to share the bus, but our late nights began to sink. The closeness was in the unspoken things. The way she'd tuck her feet up on the seat, knees to her chest, a silent sign of exhaustion. The time I offered her one of my earbuds and she took it without a word, listening to my melancholic piano playlist as the city lights blurred past. We'd sit in a companionable silence so deep, the rustle of her coat or the tap of my pen felt like a conversation. Once, the bus broke down. We got off and walked the remaining 15 blocks together under a misty rain. We didn't speak much, just commented on the closed shops, the slick sound of our footsteps. But when we reached her corner, she paused under a bakery's awning, the warm light gilding her profile. "This is me," she said. And we just stood there for a moment, the rain pattering around us, the goodbye hanging in the air, thick and unuttered. I saw her then, not as a bus stop acquaintance, but as a person I wanted to know in the daylight. We started texting, late-night messages about nothing, a song that reminded her of the rain, a funny typo I found in a blueprint, load-bearing wall, written as loaf-bearing wall. She sent me a photo of a sunset from her office window, a streak of tangerine over gray rooftops. I sent her one of my coffee, a perfect black circle in a white cup. It felt intimate, this sharing of small, colorless SS moments. Then she mentioned Marco, a name that appeared in her stories with increasing warmth. She never said boyfriend, but her voice on the phone late one night, hushed and happy, painted the picture. I listened, my chest growing tight, and said he sounded great. I meant it. I wanted her happy. Our bus rides became less frequent. She left earlier sometimes. When we did meet, the silence felt different. Not empty, but full of a truth we politely stepped around. I knew the shape of my feelings for her, their weight and texture. But to voice them would have been to shatter something fragile and good. It wouldn't have been a confession. It would have been a burden. The last time, it was spring. The drizzle had turned to a soft, golden evening light. We got off at the usual stop. At her corner, she turned to me. "Marco and I are moving. Brooklyn, next week." I nodded. The air smelled of wet pavement and blooming lilacs. "That's amazing, Lynn." "Really?" She looked at me, and for a second, her gaze held something. An understanding, a soft regret, a thank you. It was all there in the quiet between the distant traffic sounds. She reached out and squeezed my forearm, a brief, warm pressure. "Thank you," she said softly. "For what? For the seat? The walks? The silence? For not making it complicated?" "Any time," I said, the words utterly inadequate. She smiled, that same tired, real smile from the first day, and then she walked away, her figure dissolving into the gilded haze of the street. I didn't watch her go. I just stood there, feeling the ghost of her hand on my arm, the warmth fading into the cool spring air. I loved her quietly.